Hi there. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
We're diving straight into something I think will pretty much everyone runs into at some point, feeling stuck.
Yeah, that feeling of just spinning your wheels.
Exactly. And just so you know, this whole conversation is brought to you by our YouTube channel, audio podcast. Definitely check it out for more chats like this one.
Mm-hmm.
So today we're looking at this this core idea.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel unmotivated or like you can't get started,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably not about your actual potential.
Right. It's more likely about your mindset. That's the real bottleneck.
Okay, let's unpack this.
It really is the starting point for, well, everything. Your mindset is kind of like the control center. How you think, that directly shapes how you feel.
And how you feel. That determines what you actually do or don't do.
Precisely. It's this loop. Thoughts, feelings, actions. But we often focus on the actions, trying to force ourselves to do things without looking at the thoughts driving it all.
Yeah, treating the symptom, not the cause.
Exactly. And, the sources we looked at really push back against the usual ideas about success. We tend to think it's all about being super smart or having some natural gift or just getting lucky.
Right, those external things.
Yeah, and while those can play a role, sure, they're not the main event. What really matters is how you manage your internal world, your thoughts. Building resilience on purpose and relying on habits and discipline.
Because motivation, it's flaky, isn't it?
Oh, it's totally unreliable. It shows up sometimes, disappears others. You can't build consistent action on motivation alone. Discipline and habits, that's what carries you through.
So what we want to do today, for you listening, is help you understand how to shift the way you see things. So when challenges pop up, they feel less like roadblocks.
And more like, okay, here's a chance to grow. An opportunity, not a disaster.
Okay, so you decide to make a change. What's the first thing that hits you? Usually, it's fear, self-doubt.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not just a vague worry. It feels physical, doesn't it? Your heart pounds, maybe your stomach clenches.
Yeah, that voice kicks in, listing everything that could possibly go wrong. It feels incredibly real.
But here's the critical part. That powerful feeling, often it's just a thought, a story you're telling yourself, living only in your imagination.
But when we do stumble, when we make a mistake, we take it as proof. Like, see, I knew I wasn't good enough.
Exactly. And that interpretation leads straight to pulling back, hesitating, sabotaging ourselves, really.
So how do you tell the difference between, like, genuine danger, don't walk off that cliff,
Yeah.
and that self-sabotage fear telling you, don't send that important email?
That's the action paradox. And what's really fascinating here is how it flips our expectation. We think we need to feel confident first, then we'll act.
Right. Wait for the fear to go away.
But it doesn't work like that. The insight is action comes first, confidence follows. You have to move forward despite the fear and doubt to prove them wrong.
You have to recognize the fear is just a feeling, not a fact.
Precisely. It's data, maybe,
Yeah.
but it's not a command you have to obey. And fear is sneaky, isn't it? It often puts on a disguise.
Yeah, it pretends to be logical. Oh, you just need more time, or you need another qualification first, or get a bit more experience.
Right, when really, deep down, it's often just about avoiding the discomfort of stepping outside your comfort zone, of doing something new or challenging.
That's a big one. Waiting for that perfectly ready moment.
Which never actually arrives. Growth happens in motion, not in waiting. Think about that email example. You get the confidence to send the next 10 emails because you pushed through the discomfort and sent the first one.
And that's how courage gets built, like working a muscle.
Exactly like that. You face the fear, do the thing anyway. Maybe it's still scary the second time, but less so. By the 5th time, it's difficult, maybe. By the 10th.
It starts to feel normal, or at least manageable.
Right, so courage isn't about not feeling fear. It's about acting until the fear loses its grip on your decisions.
Okay, so if action builds courage, how does that tie into who we think we are? Our identity.
That's the next crucial piece. Because sustainable change isn't just about doing things differently, it's about becoming someone different. And a lot of us think our identity is fixed, set by our past or our personality type.
Yeah, you hear it all the time. Oh, I'm just not a disciplined person, or I've always been disorganized.
Exactly, those kinds of statements. But the sources really challenge that. They say identity isn't the static thing you are, it's a process. It's about who you are becoming.
So it's a choice, repeated over time.
It's a choice, reinforced by your actions again and again. Who you are today is basically the sum total of your repeated thoughts and actions up to now. Change the inputs.
And you change the output. You change who you are.
And there's a really practical way to think about this, the voting analogy.
Okay, how does that work?
Think of everything you do as casting a vote for the type of person you want to become.
Ah, okay. So getting up early when your alarm goes off.
That's a vote for being a disciplined person, pushing through a tough workout when you want to quit.
A vote for resilience.
Exactly. Choosing to focus instead of checking your phone. A vote for mental toughness. The more votes you cast for a certain identity,
The more evidence you build, the more you start to believe it yourself.
precisely, your belief starts to align with your actions. And notice, this flips the script on motivation too.
How so?
You don't wait to feel motivated to cast a vote. You cast the vote, you take the action, and that often creates the feeling of motivation, or at least momentum.
So you act like the person you want to be first.
And your identity, your self-perception eventually catches up. You provide the evidence.
That makes sense. But what about, the world around us, our environment?
Oh, absolutely critical. If we connect this to the bigger picture, environment plays a huge, often underestimated role. Trying to build new habits when your surroundings constantly pull you back to the old ones.
It's like swimming upstream.
Yeah.
Exhausting.
It really is. So the goal is to consciously shape your environment. Surround yourself as much as possible with people and situations that make the behaviors you want.
The default. The norm.
Exactly. If everyone around you is ambitious and focused, it's easier for you to be too. It reduces the need for constant willpower, which is finite. Make the good choice the easy choice.
Remove the temptation rather than fight it constantly.
That's a huge part of it, which leads us nicely into execution. Because having the right mindset is great, but you still need to actually do the work.
And that's where the modern world throws up massive hurdles.
Right.
Distraction.
Everywhere. Notifications pinging, feeds scrolling endlessly. It's a constant battle for our attention. We end up feeling incredibly busy, fragmented.
Overwhelmed, but not actually productive.
That's the paradox, and society almost celebrates it. This idea of multitasking.
Oh yeah, it's seen as a skill.
But the reality, when you look at how our brains work, is that multitasking is mostly a myth. We're not doing multiple things at once. We're switching rapidly between them.
And each switch costs something.
It costs mental energy and time. There's a switching cost every time you jump from your main task to check an email and back again. It fragments your focus and kills deep work. Real productivity comes from single tasking, giving one thing your full attention.
Okay, so focus is key. But as we said, willpower isn't reliable. How do we protect that focus?
Discipline. Not willpower, but discipline. It's not about feeling like it. It's about setting up systems,
Systems like what?
like actively removing the temptations. Clean workspace, turn off notifications,
Yeah.
maybe use apps to block distracting sites. Structure your day with routines so the important work happens almost automatically without relying on in-the-moment decisions.
Make the right choice, the path of least resistance.
Exactly. And it's not just mental. Execution is physical, too.
You mean like sleep, nutrition?
Absolutely. High performers get this. They prioritize sleep, they eat well, they move their bodies. Why? Because your brain is a physical organ. A tired, poorly fueled brain is a foggy, unfocused brain.
You can't expect peak mental performance if your physical foundations are shaky.
Not sustainably, no. And another key part of this protective discipline, learning to say no.
Ooh, that's a tough one for a lot of people.
It really is, but it's crucial. Saying no to things that drain your energy, things that aren't aligned with your goals, unnecessary commitments. That creates the space and focus for what truly matters.
Every yes to something unimportant is a no to your priorities.
That's the equation. Your time and energy are finite. Protect them fiercely.
So let's be clear about self-discipline then. It's not about waking up feeling amazing and motivated every day.
Not at all. It's the ability to do what you committed to, what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel in that moment. Moods change, discipline persists.
So it's about consistency over intensity sometimes.
Often, yes. And it's deeply linked to delaying gratification.
Okay, what does that actually look like day to day? Delaying gratification.
It's choosing the harder thing now for a better reward later. It's doing the work that pays off in 6 months instead of scrolling social media for an instant dopamine hit right now.
It's choosing necessary over easy.
That's it. That ability to make that choice consistently builds the mental muscle for achieving long-term goals.
And building that muscle involves resistance, right? Things going wrong. Which brings us to resilience.
Mental toughness. It's not some magical gift you either have or don't. It's a skill.
And like any skill,
It's built through practice, through facing difficulty, through struggle. Growth doesn't happen in the comfort zone. It happens when you're pushed, when things are hard.
So failure isn't the end of the story.
Absolutely not. The key difference between people who bounce back and those who stay down is how they interpret failure. It's not a verdict on your worth.
It's feedback, data.
Exactly. It's information. Lessons learned, often harshly, but still lessons. Resilient people see setbacks not as proof they can't do it, but as a chance to demonstrate their strength, to learn, to adjust. They just refuse to stay down.
And a big part of that is perspective, isn't it? Where you focus your energy.
Hugely important. This is the perspective pivot. Resilient people don't waste endless energy complaining about things they can't control: the economy, other people, bad luck.
They accept what is.
They accept what they can't change, and then they immediately shift focus. Okay, given this situation, what can I control? What actions can I take now? They focus on solutions, on their response.
That relentless focus on what can be done.
That's persistence, showing up day after day, doing the work, especially on the days you don't feel like it. That consistency trumps talent or mood, swings over the long haul.
Okay, mindset, action, identity, execution, resilience.
Yeah.
Is there a final piece? Something that underpins all of this?
There is. And it's incredibly powerful, though sometimes it sounds a bit soft. It's gratitude.
Gratitude. How does that fit in with being tough and disciplined?
It's the foundation for emotional endurance. Practicing gratitude, intentionally focusing on what you have rather than what you lack, shifts your entire emotional state.
So instead of focusing on the goal you haven't hit yet,
You acknowledge the progress you've made, the resources you do have, the good things already present. It builds resilience because it anchors you in reality, not in a perception of lack.
and it stops that toxic comparison game.
Oh, completely. We're always comparing our behind-the-scenes struggle to someone else's highlight reel. It's demoralizing and inaccurate. Gratitude helps you focus on your own journey.
The only real comparison is you today versus you yesterday.
That's the one that matters. Am I growing? Am I learning? Am I showing up? Gratitude provides that stable mental base to handle setbacks, to see challenges not just as burdens, but maybe even as opportunities hidden within the difficulty.
So when we pull all this together, what's the big takeaway for someone listening right now?
I think it's this. Your future isn't predetermined by your past or your current circumstances. It's being actively shaped right now by the choices you're making.
Those small votes you cast every day?
Exactly. It's about trusting that consistent effort. Those small votes, they compound over time, even when you can't see the results immediately. Keep going.
Because the only real failure
The only real failure is deciding to stop, to quit the game altogether. As long as you're still taking action, still learning, still adapting, you haven't failed.
Well, hopefully this conversation has sparked some ideas, maybe given you a new way to look at things if you're feeling stuck. Thank you so much for watching and listening today.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. And hey, if you found this helpful, we'd love it if you'd subscribe to our YouTube channel, Audio Podcast. We have lots more motivational conversations like this one planned.